This college basketball picks and MAC conference tourney edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for all the details. Plus, compete against SGPN this March in an epic college basketball survivor contest. First place gets $75,000. Enter at splashsports.com/SGPN. And SGPN is giving away $2,000 in our free March Madness bracket competition. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket.
What's up? It's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time, The Miz, and you are watching SGPN, and it is awesome. Let it ride.
Everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner on picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Another night, and I gotta not know if Aaron Rodgers is gonna be on the Giants. This is ridiculous. Like I get it. He's a drunk. He
great.
Likes the story.
He's stretching it out. Russell Wilson coming to visit your New York Giants, Ryan.
First visiting Cleveland.
Yeah.
You want to make yourself look better? Have Cleveland be first.
So go to Cleveland first. You're the
You
rebound.
think Russ's wife wants to live in Cleveland?
Yeah, okay. Well, do you want Russell Wilson, Ryan?
Russ goes away quietly, right? When it's time to bench Russ. Russ is a little bit more like Kurt Warner. Although if I remember when the Eli got started over Kurt Warner, Tiki Barber's bitch ass was complaining in the media. So yeah, no, I don't.
So
I've
the
said
dream
all
is
along,
still Cam Ward's the dream, and you don't care what veteran quarterback you end up with. Oh,
if
you
I'm
would like
power
Jameis.
ranking the remaining the options: Cam Ward 1, Jameis Winston with Cam Ward 2, Russ for much less money than Aaron Rodgers 3. Aaron Rodgers and all the bullshit like wearing a blanket by the beach that it comes with. By the way, I mean that's something my wife would do.
Yeah, look very
Babe,
cozy.
can you grab the blanket from the?
We're gonna go on a beach walk. Ryan, you didn't mention Shador. Where's Shador?
Where is Shador? Well, I told you earlier. Travis Hunter with the first pick in the first round, and then trading back into the back end of the first round to draft Shador or Jackson Dart. Acceptable path. Acceptable path. You know why? Because there's unknown, and there's something intriguing about the unknown. That's all.
All right,
we can move on.
Let's talk about the college basketball here. Joining us on the line from the college experience, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Sometimes I wish Colby could just add himself. There he is.
What's up, fellas? That sweet SGPN D-Gents hat. Of course, 20% off everything in the merch store from now until the tourney begins. Promo code Madness. Also rocking a candy necklace, not in the merch store. Colby,
can we get these? Can we get these in the merch store?
I don't know. I don't know if we have anyone that.
Yeah, we'll get them right next to the vans without windows.
I think selling candy necklaces might attract the wrong type of I don't know. It's not really our vibe.
What are you going to an electronic music festival in the mountains, Colby?
Well, we do. I guess we do have some parents that are big fans of the show. Maybe they get ask me about the third leg of my parlay T-shirt with some candy necklaces. Maybe that is a business we need to start exploring here in 2025.
Also, I'm sure 1 out of 3 of those candies are laced with something, right? A bit of a Russian roulette going on.
Yeah, Colby, what's any explanation for the candy necklace or just good vibes?
Just had the kids over at the house today. So my niece, and just got a little gift, forgot about it, and she's probably gonna do better on the bracket than me. So you know how this works.
Yeah, Brackets are kid safe, right?
They are. They're kid friendly, unless you're, going into a class explaining how to do them. Then if you a certain influencer got a lot of heat for explaining brackets to the class.
She's done far worse.
We got to talk about some interesting results here. Colby, your Buffs with a nice win. Moving on, taking down Moneyline Max, West Virginia Mountaineers. That's got to feel pretty good. Nice win for them.
Oh, we're alive now. The real test is can we get through the Houston Cougars? Big line if you haven't seen yet. But hey, Tad Boyle's got that March Magic. Let's go.
Fortunately, Syracuse hit the wall. They are not going to be
bum ass team, dude. We hit Grambling. We hit Grambling, but fucking Syracuse, come on.
That would have been a sick parlay. The Grambling Syracuse parlay would have been great.
It was a sign when the future for Syracuse did not change after they won a game.
that was probably not a great sign.
It literally didn't change.
But Kramer, my teams, Syracuse, Lehigh, they're both out. I guess it's all Michigan State and Villanova right now. But Ryan, your team, Virginia Tech, unfortunately lost a heartbreak of a game.
No, what do you mean unfortunately?
But they asked this when asked about exceeding expectations, player on the team Lawal said, what do they have us in the preseason? Maybe 14th or 15th. They thought we were going to be ass.
Yep.
I mean, we were still ass, but we weren't that bad. You know what I'm saying? We beat expectations. Oh, that is the biggest loser mentality I've ever heard. You didn't even cover your last game, Lawal.
I actually think for a modern young person, this is actually someone looking to face adversity and overcome it next year.
Okay.
Because usually the response to this, he's frozen right on the.
If you're hearing some audio chopping, that's Colby grinding his teeth on some candy. Kramer, what were you saying
Colby's
about
going to be
Virginia
high out
Tech?
of his mind. No, I'm just saying that that struck me. What struck a chord with me were three things. One, a young person taking accountability. Two, a young person seemingly not running for the transfer portal and maybe looking back to come back for some unfinished business. And three, facts. They were expected to finish much lower in the conference than they finished.
They were supposed to be a mega ass, and they were just regular ass. So dump the Gatorade.
I mean, that's a level of introspection some people go to therapy for 30 years to find. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
He's going to be a captain next year.
He led the charge on non-offense there in the second half of that. Although he's a hustle guy. He's hustling. He had a nice rebound, put back, flex to the crowd, show off the biceps. He can be back. I like this comment.
Some Mountain West action. UNLV, man, that was a wild game against Air Force. They were like down 5 at halftime, and then got up and they were hanging around right at the spread. And fucking Air Force. Their Air Force is down 12-13, and they keep taking these easy layups with like 45 seconds left. What are you doing?
Covering.
If you have no chance of winning the game by taking layups. UNLV is guarding the 3-point line. They're like, oh, easy layup. We'll take that. Cut it to 10. Cut it to 8. And then UNLV dribbling off their foot. It was a bizarre game and only really interesting if you had money on it, which I did. Unfortunately, the Rebels did get the win, so the future dream is still alive, but very bad first half. Put them in a hole.
So Air Force, there was someone posted this, but essentially Air Force on their last 8 possessions lost more. They basically lowered their expected win probability after scoring.
Yeah.
Which is hold on. Did you catch the Arkansas game, guys?
That's impossible, Sean. That's almost impossible to score that many times and lower your win probability every time. Sorry, Colby. Which game?
Did you guys not catch the Arkansas game where he missed the free throw?
All the days are kind of run because you have the day and the night action.
Long day.
In my head, that was yesterday, but you're right. We should have started there with Arkansas. John Calamari. First off, they were up huge, and I'm like, oh, okay, easy win with Arkansas. Wow. My Woo Pig long shot, alive and well. And then South Carolina keeps coming back. I think at one point they tied it. then the last sequence of the game was just bizarre. First off, I mean, really, it was like 3 or 4 seconds.
Right?
But well, there was a number of. One was the guy Blaze. They had like 7 seconds left. They get it across half court, looking to bleed clock, and then he takes a shot to end the game like a buzzer beater, and it gets rejected. They go down, they get the score. I think they were up 5 at that point. They should have. I don't know what he was doing. And then they're up 2, they get fouled, go to the line, hit the first free throw. So they're up 3. Everyone in their right mind goes, you want to get up 4. So obviously it's a 2-score game then. The motherfucker tries to miss it and it hits the backboard, and then the rim catches it and it goes in. And Calamari is over there laughing his ass off. And okay, they win by 4. Hopefully, if you had them, you got the 3.5. I know a lot of people. One man in the box had Arkansas -4. He got pushed out there, so that was unfortunate. But
of course he did.
The worst part was the worst part was Calipari trying to explain it and defend it in the post game. He told him, he admitted, he goes, I told him to do that. Why in the world would you tell him to do that?
Get the clock going, Sean.
Yeah, but under no circumstance is it better to be up by 3 than 4. Under no circumstance, none.
I'm sure the bet detective's already on the case, but
yes.
I can only think that Calipari, you know, that buyout that happened or whatever when he left Kentucky and got that big money. Remember where that came from? Tyson's Chicken.
Ooh,
I'm making the assumption Tyson's Chicken had a little cash on the game, and you tell John Calamari what to do. I mean that has to be.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and if you remember Tyson Chicken, the executives, you want to talk about,
you know, I'm a degenerate.
They were the ones who got in trouble back in COVID times where they got busted. Tyson Chicken got busted for running a gambling pool on which workers would get sick and if any workers would die. They were running pools on that and they got busted. Very hilarious. So
I gotta love them for
something.
that. Look, that's the only thing that makes sense. You can't tell me that the miss, like just the fact that. I mean, I can't. What a 3 and a foul's less probable or more probable than a 75-footer. I mean, I'm trying to figure this out. Like,
there's no math that makes sense.
I think this is a case of a someone being given information and not being smart enough to handle that information. And in his mind, he's probably like, "Oh yeah, we get that clock going, the game's over." Not thinking that he can make it a 2-possession game, right? This is like when we watch our favorite NFL coaches cut a game from 7 to 4 points, right? You always, anytime you get a chance to cut a 1-possession game to a 1-possession game, you got to take it. So yeah, I mean, obviously, the thing that stood out today in general was how poor the majority of these college massive programs end games are. Kansas making a complete muck of it. We discussed it heavily in the Virginia Tech game. Just none of these teams are prepared for the end of the game. It's how do you not have a play or two? You should have a dozen. You should have a dozen plays you can run at the end of a game that you trust you're going to get a.
You know who does?
Oh, there it is.
LaSalle.
There it is.
How about LaSalle? What a win, Colby. They're alive. My $250 to 1, my $20 to win $5K, all in the hands of that sweet, glorious bastard. Fran
you can
Duffy.
tell. You can tell with that with that sweet leather
Colby.
jacket. You can tell with that sweet leather jacket, and don't forget the top button is buttoned up. This guy's got a fucking plan. All right, he's got a plan. Let me tell you, some guy found out about it in the bathrooms a few hours after, probably 15 minutes after this photo, actually.
Colby was I saw him doing some social media content with that picture. The internet loves it.
Oh, it's a great photo. Also, you just got to love the look of like a polo button to the top with a leather duster
at a dive bar in Philly.
It looks like he's had a couple cocktails. Oh man, shout out to Fran Duffy, legend. LaSalle gets the win. So yeah, kind of some fun.
Do we want to talk about Peja Stojakovic's kid?
Yeah, dude's on fire.
Colby, why were we not? I mean, what's your point if you're not going to let us know when Peja Stojakovic has a absolute baller of a kid playing for Northern Colorado?
And we have Northern Colorado. What are you talking about? California.
Sorry.
And also Sarnas Marshall-Wallace's son.
You know what it is? It was my college bear rankings that were clouding my judgment. The #1 bear program, Northern Colorado. Anyway, continue.
I mean, this is part of the problem with not me in studio anymore. I'm sure you guys are just whiffing over there on these winners over here, huh?
Yeah. I mean, definitely a lot less random YouTube watching. I mean, God's Eye never has to take in any square content anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you lost your master of programming.
Only. Yeah, no, I mean it's not, and you've built Franken's God's Eye, or have we given it an official name yet?
I still think God's lazy eye is going to be tough to beat. But if you try and beat it if you can. But I'm going with God's lazy eye.
We need a picture of one each into an eye, like an actual like.
You could always go
two eyes to a person.
God's third eye if you're
who would
like
God
a Zen
be?
person.
If we had to make a metaphorical God, who would it be?
Well,
John
it would
Madden?
have to be Mike Leach
Or Mike. All right, so Mike Leach. We can take Mike Leach's face, and one eye is God's eye here, and the other eye is God's lazy eye.
There you go. Mike Leach's lazy eye on the East Coast. There.
Well, then he gets a third. There's probably a third eye too for a guy like Mike Leach.
Oh, a little spiritual. Yeah, I get that. We got a bunch of games to get through. We got the MAC conference tournament. First off, what are you guys waiting around for? Get in. We are doing a $75,000 college basketball survivor contest. The ultimate survive and advance. If you've done Survivor for NFL, very similar to this tournament, each day you got to pick a different college basketball team just to win. Obviously, you can't use the same team twice. A little bit of strategy where you want to pick a winner, but you're not going to probably be using a 1 seed unless you think the 1 seed's not going to go very far. Then maybe you do want to use them. $25 entry fee, $75,000 in prizes up for grabs. My money's already in. I'm going to buy some more entries. I think you can get up to 20 entries because I'm taking this thing down. I'm a max enter, Ryan.
Should we give away some entries?
You can, yeah, sure. Give away some entries. Head over to splashsports.com/SGPN. Sign up over there, get involved. And of course, also shout out to Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card. I got my Syracuse to win the ACC future. Didn't come through, but it didn't matter because I didn't pay for it. Edge Boost did with the Edge Boost rewards. That's right. Head over to edgeboost.bet. Get set up now. Use the promo code SGPN. And of course, you start earning rewards and you get the better cash back if you use our promo code edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. EdgeBoost also helping us give away $2K in our bracket contest, traditional bracket style. sportsgamingpodcast.com/bracket. Get in there. First, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, and then sportsgamingpodcast.com/bracket. Last but not least, mybookie.ag, live in-game wagering. You get that sweet cryptocurrency. So many ways to win. Of course, head over to mybookie.ag, use the promo code SGPN, get the 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions do apply. Mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN.
All right, Colby, is anything else you need to get off your chest? My God, did you see how many games he put in the sheet?
Well, Colby, what'd you do?
Well, I here's what I said. It's a little bit my fault.
Yeah.
I did say, Colby, we only have the MAC in terms of conferences tonight, so you can have a little bit more leash with a couple games. Now, what did he end up doing? I mean,
normally we do what? 14. He's up to 23. This is March.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought you guys like college basketball, right?
I do.
Did you want to congratulate American, Colby? I know you're a big Simpsons fan.
I did appreciate that Navy guard punching that dude in the balls.
That guy's going to be peeling potatoes for the next decade. Do they still do that as a punishment? You always used to see that back in the day when a sailor got out of line. Maybe it was just in cartoons, and then he'd be punished and he'd be peeling potatoes.
The halftime show was so great too. It's like, that is the most disgusting play. He'll be suspended if they find a way to win this game. He put himself before the team. I thought it was fantastic for the sport.
You gotta love it.
I'm a degenerate.
All right, ready? Are we
Let's
ready?
get into it.
All
Yeah,
right,
we got 23.
Well, and the games start early, 9 a.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to the Garden where Butler, nice win. They're taking on St. John's, and honestly, it's completely infiltrated so Giants are in the middle of like waiting on a quarterback. There's plenty to report on with free agency.
Oh, your quarterback's taking a long walk on the beach in a blanket.
The entire feed I have dedicated to Giants beat reporters and people that cover the team is getting swept up in Johnny fever.
Oh yeah.
And so the atmosphere in this building is going to be electric. No way I'm fading him. I'm well aware it's way too many points. It's baked into the number. Fuck off. Give me St. John's. By the way, I did see Pitino didn't look stoked to be getting the coach of the year. seemed a little bit
I'm a little concerned of
half-assed event.
His media tour. He's going everywhere.
Don't be.
I'm a little concerned.
He's a star, Sean. He's a star.
Showing up on Jimmy Fallon. They did get the win over Marquette. But Colby, what do you make of this game? I liked what I saw out of Butler. Took care of business. I like a dog coming in here with a little momentum. So I don't think they exhausted themselves. I think they're going to be up for the chance to maybe shock the Johnnies. It's 12.5. I don't think Johnnies obviously win the conference tournament, but is this St. John's is obviously very good. They hung around with them when they played them in the regular season. What are you doing here, Colby?
Yeah, I love the points here. All the pressure is, I guess you could say on Butler, but I mean, St. John's, I feel like is a team. First off, Thad Matta's back next year. I kind of like that trend of getting, the team was trying to get up. You can relax a little bit. He's coming back next year. We thought he might get fired. I like that. I mean, that's, I feel like a few places you've taken some spots on coaches that you thought were going to get fired. They announced they're coming back now. Then normally it's like a 1-2 game bump. I do believe this would be the second game. I just feel like they kept it within 8 at the Garden the first time, and they were actually in that game a lot of that game.
Yeah.
So I'll take the points here. I mean, the Johnnies need a loss. So points. I don't even think it's that crazy if you want to sprinkle that money line.
Granted, Butler was 0-2 against them, but the combined, they lost by 6 and 8. 14 points combined. This spread is 12.5 on a neutral. That feels way too high for a Butler team that I liked what I saw out of them. Watched that entire game against Providence, and I think Butler will at least make it interesting here. Is the crowd going to be going nuts here for St. John's?
Well,
yes,
I mean, we
I would
pointed this out.
so.
The early tip is the only thing you have going for it, but
yeah,
it's New York. It's not
city that never sleeps. Paisans.
I'm telling you, like the amount of people who never talk college basketball who are posting stuff about St. John's. Like I do think that it's going to be an electric atmosphere, even though it's a noon tip. So yeah, I'm laying it.
Real quick, shout out to Matthew Austin reminding me almost a year ago this time, President Sean read my dissertation on the Jack Golke episode, one of my finer moments. And if you're watching on YouTube, he of course is a graduate of DGen University. We have been slacking about inducting a new person. I'll say this. Between now and the tournament start, Ryan, hold me to this. We will induct another graduate into DGen University. DGen.University, applications always open. I know a bunch of people have sent them in that we haven't gotten to, but we will crown one more DGen of DGen U before we get the tourney started.
We should get on the same cycle as the Hall of Fame.
I like that. And maybe we could get CJ.
Then we have
the guy that shows up at your house with a gold jacket.
2025.
Hey, I'm here. You're in. All right, here you go.
Because then we have a class of 25.
Yeah,
it's a yearly thing. And
okay, and let's do it. Why not do it around one of the greatest gambling days in sports? the tourney. So let's I'll make a note there. I'll add some I'll grind through the applications. The dean is back.
The dean's back.
Let's go.
All right, so I'm on an island. Beautiful. Georgia Tech, Duke. Another early tip for the 1 seeds. I guess I understand why you do this, but I also, it does seem odd for the concept of the live attendance. Duke laying 22.5 here. I'm less inclined to think the atmosphere will be completely lit, and so it's probably a little easier to grab the dog. But I like chalk too. So Colby, what are you doing?
Well, what Duke won by 28 was it last time? Something like that.
It's I guess we could lay 22.5.
I'll just take the points. I mean, like Duke's coming off the Carolina game. You kind of got to like that of kind of fucking around a little bit. Georgia Tech, those traditionally been terrible under Damon Stoudemire when they play outside of Atlanta. But I'll take the points. No, I don't have strong conviction, I would say, on this game, but
what'd you think about today? What was your takeaways in the win for UVA?
I mean, UVA is not very good. So, I mean, UVA had been playing better. Now I picked UVA. So, I mean,
a solid win.
A little surprised that Georgia Tech won, but it's not like they set the world on fire. They shot 22% from 3. Had a good slew of turnovers. I'll take the points. Duke wins by 18.
I'm laying it. It's not fun. It's not exciting.
Georgia Tech. Give me Duke.
Yeah, I just think they're gonna get destroyed. This is Cooper Flagg's first time in a conference tournament. It's in Carolina.
Getting that Charlotte pussy.
And you're fading Georgia Tech after a win, which I was pulling up the stats on that, but they cannot be good off a win. 6-10 ATS. So give me Duke laying the massive number. Don't feel good doing it, but that's a play. Dukey's roll.
All right, let's head over to Kansas City. A nice little signing there with Elijah Mitchell, if he can stay healthy in that offense. Great landing spot. I love how anytime
any
someone
free
lands
agent.
with the Chiefs.
It'd be great if Andy Reid gets his hands on you. It's always good news if Andy Reid gets his hands on you, unless you're like a piece of barbecue. Then you're in trouble.
Yeah,
or Freddie Mitchell.
Yeah,
Freddie Mitchell. Yeah, he didn't have great luck with receivers, or just in general. I mean, Tyreek Hill was his only really top tier. Well, and that didn't end great.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it really was Tyreek. Iowa State, BYU catching 3.5 points here.
I'm seeing 2.5 now.
2.5. 9:30 a.m. on the West Coast. Look, I think this BYU team is just a team where I'm going to be pot committed, but I assume. What's the crowd situation? Because we've looked this up
Hilton South.
Well, Kansas
this tournament
City
they have the best fans out of in the Big 12 tournament. Iowa State wins that thing. Kansas would probably be second. Kansas or Iowa State, it's like 50-50. K-State gets a little bit.
Well, I mean, we've done the research on this before, BYU road games, but pretty decent Mormon population in the area. Maybe in the second year of the conference tournament they show out a little bit. This is a fun BYU team. Do we call this a home dog spot for BYU? Do we go as far to say that there's going to be so many Mormons in the building it's a home dog spot?
I'm not even really factoring in the crowd. I'm just factoring in how awesome of basketball BYU's playing. My only concern is that they win the Big 12 conference tournament and shoot their wad and don't have anything left over to soak up some victory when it comes to the tournament. The eye test, like they have the perfect balance of giant big dude, guards who can handle the ball well and hit the three, new coach, who's got some great momentum, finishing strong in the second half. Now the case for Iowa State, I think, is fairly strong, right? They went in at Iowa State, took them down. They had a huge lead, almost blew it. BYU ended up winning outright in double OT. So Iowa State will be highly motivated in this spot, but I'm not picking against BYU
better at free
for
throws.
the rest of the season. I'm not. So.
BYU is a bad free throw team. Are you sure you want to ride and die with them?
Almost 70%. When the offensive rebounding they have, very efficient. What's the
Cooper Jean exciting White's phase of your life is wild.
Well, I would be
Did
on.
I see
Iowa.
they're not bringing Blankenship back or no Covey, Britton Covey.
Britton Covey.
They're breaking the band up.
Blankenship's back.
They're breaking
He's
the
great.
band up. No more Britton Covey. Yeah, BYU obviously.
And
Colby's going against us.
Salzy pointing out about the injured Iowa State guards. Colby, what are you doing?
Well, Keyshawn Gilbert played last game, played about 11 minutes, I think it was. So you got to like the fact that he's back playing. Obviously, the Lipsy situation is something to monitor, but and I see game time decisions for them, but I would just assume that Gilbert would play. And it's a revenge spot. They just caught him in double overtime. I think Otzelberger has some adjustments that he makes, and I like Iowa State. Lock worthy for me.
Ooh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
See Colby pushing his chips into the table.
He didn't like all our great. We sounded a little too sharp over here for Pick Dundee.
He's showing off because his people.
Some of the chats in here. He's got to act like a big guy, tough guy, while eating the candy necklace. We need to update the when we get the conference tournament. And if Jake's listening live, it would be great to get the real Crocodile Dundee with a candy necklace to update the Pick Dundee look. Instead of crocodile teeth, he has some high fructose hard candy on the necklace,
and maybe throw some bunny ears on his hat too. That'd be a nice look. I'm just gonna go rub my ass against some naked painted chicks real quick.
Hunter in the chat reminding us, keep holy thy free throw percentage, and we will be doing our March Madness betting commandments as part of our Selection Sunday reaction show, talking March Madness betting strategies, big picture stuff. React to Selection Sunday with Colby in studio here in the LA studio. So looking forward to that.
He's referring to Iowa State being 57th in the nation and BYU being 272nd.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah. Every rule has an exception. All over BYU.
And great to mention it, Sean, because the 2025 March Madness betting commandments will be available in Patreon. You get
great
written copy, the scroll itself.
Maybe we can get some tablets sent out to some of the Patreons.
And yes, typically, Sean, again very surprised to see you riding with BYU. I can already see it now as BYU's making an early exit in the tournament off the back of missed free throws. You're gonna have to look in the mirror. They face that hard truth.
They really passed the eye test. We'll see what their early matchups are like, what their path is. But
this is a weird love affair here. I might need to get off this situation.
Well, you already have a Final Four bet with.
I know. I'm a little worried.
It's a little too late.
Maybe you want to buy me out?
Sure. I'm not scared.
We'll see.
I know you're a cash out guy. You like to hedge.
Which, by the way, speaking of hilarious betting stories, highly recommend listening to the Bet Detective earlier on Bottom Line Bombs talk about his accidental Georgia bet.
That was
definitely
great.
want to tune in to hear that story. Arkansas, Ole Miss. We're heading back to Nashville. Why is the SEC in Nashville? Does not feel like SEC country.
Nash Vegas, isn't it? Let's say something like that.
Just why is the SEC not playing in Atlanta? This is strange. Arkansas, again, interesting end game theory by John Calamari. Now takes on a real coach who you know what? If I had to bet on one coach in the SEC to have a plan at the end of the game, it's Chris Beard.
Yeah.
Ole Miss laying 3.5. Colby, they're gonna crush Arkansas now. He has to be made look like a fool after his it's literally going to the well like 2 + 2 is 5, motherfucker.
This is where Calamari gets redeemed. Hey, everyone made fun of me, but I just took down Ole Miss and Chris Beard.
Wow.
Look out! Here come the pigs. Certainly they blew a big
No.
lead, but don't they get some credit for getting that lead? There was a lot of good basketball played in a majority of that game for Arkansas, minus the near disaster towards the end of the game. And I could understand the skepticism, but Colby, how would you describe Ole Miss's team? Because the thing watching that game very intently, the size of Arkansas really jumped out at me. The kind of big, long athletes, NBA bodies. Ryan reminded me that Cal does a good job of recruiting guys. Even though the landscape has changed, he does do a good job of bringing in these big guys that probably will end up or at least have a shot for the NBA. What's your handle on this Arkansas Ole Miss game?
Yeah, I'm going to lay it too. I mean, who knows what Tyson Chicken, what side they're on, but I'm going to lay it because Ole Miss just lost by 20 at home. When you lose that bad, that wasn't at home, that was on the road, but still, you lose by 20. Arkansas just got a win. They're feeling good, calling their fat little girlfriends, eating fish sandwiches, and it's time for Chris Beard to come in there and tell him who's boss. All right, and I could see Chris Beard throwing him back all night. I guess tonight, getting ready for tomorrow's action. So let's go.
I like what I've seen out of this Arkansas team of late, minus the end game and some of that second half. I'll take them getting 3.5 points. I think this is going to be a close game, so I'll happily take the points with Woo Pig Suey. Kramer, what are you doing? It sounded like you were on Ole Miss, but
the last time
you never know.
The last time Chris Beard had a team, an offense this good, it was 2019. And while that Texas Tech team had a much better defense, they had a pretty good season, made a nice deep little run. And they certainly wouldn't lose to a John Calamari coached Arkansas team. I'm absolutely fading Arkansas after that performance. Don't care if they have. He does like them long. Likes his young men long. Long. All right, Davidson, St. Louis. We're heading back to the nation's capital. 11 a.m. on the West Coast. St. Louis laying 3.5. Colby.
Love St. Louis in the spot.
It's like
you caught him with with a piece of necklace in his mouth.
Like he's spitting seeds.
When I do the previews next year, this is great. The stage is you keep that sugar rush.
Yeah,
should just get a bunch of these.
Have no teeth.
Yeah.
Kind of already do. I mean, I got a lot of fake teeth. Yeah.
Oh, well, all right. I feel you.
I feel you.
Zero fucks to give. No, actually, I have all my teeth, but I can relate. No, I can't.
Overrated.
Yeah,
teeth are overrated.
You didn't play football then, huh?
Well, a couple years of rugby.
Yeah.
I mean, pads are cool, I guess, if you're into that.
Look, that fat blob of mayo is gonna do things. Look, he's taking on a team of whites. This is where the fat blob of mayo shows up.
Yeah,
this is
it's
a great spot for the fat blob of mayo. I'm laying the 3.5 with these Billikens. I know that we didn't think about that. If you actually look at the Billikens logo, Sean, maybe he's trying to fit into St. Louis by trying to look like the Billiken. I'm all over laying the 3.5. It's in DC. I don't know I don't think the crowd. I think St. Louis would probably have a slight edge, just because I feel like they got money. I guess Davidson has money too. I have no idea. How about Steph Curry being the new general manager of Davidson? Donated $8 million to?
That could have been Virginia Tech. Why are you bringing it up?
How much did
fucking Seth Greenberg coming back to bite me in the ass once again?
How much did Woj?
Del Curry went to the fucking. He's the only guy who has his jersey retired. How did you not have his son? Up?
How much did Woj's phone get? Did we get the final number on that? Was it 6-7 million for that phone raffle he was running? The fact that he got that picked up by so many news organizations, you should be ashamed. He probably got the same he would get from Apple if you trade it in. Oh, I'll give you $100 towards your next bill. Fucking shameless. I kind of want to take St. Louis here, but I really hated that Salt Frazier. So I feel I promised myself I wouldn't bet on him again.
It seems like at some point within the last calendar year, there was some sort of photo shoot where all the mascots, they all have these weird action shots where they're, but like this, you want like look at
This
this
is
thing.
profile photo.
Look
It's a
at this
Billiken,
thing.
Kramer.
We've gone down the road of what is a Billiken. It's a good luck charm. Blah blah blah. Very strange still.
Yeah.
This feels like an Illuminati program if I've seen one. Obviously, Colby's right. You got. I mean, think about this. You go to the YMCA. You got the dudes that all crush that court. They run it for hours, and then he comes out and just starts showing them that slow footwork. You work in that pivot,
Turnovers,
the slippery noodle.
All right, I'm gonna take St. Louis mostly for comedy's sake because this guy Salt Frazier better hope to God he gets this win in this cover. Otherwise, I'm gonna
don't overthink it.
Storm on him.
Think about Bob Cousy with that bounce, with that dribble like this, right?
I'm gonna commit. Let's put. We're gonna put a slightly larger than normal wager on St. Louis for tomorrow, Sean. So,
really?
Yeah. So it'll be memorable for you.
Okay.
Either you are all of a sudden ride or die with Salt Frazier,
and it's on the USA Network too. So enjoy the Walker Texas Ranger before the game.
So many great shows on USA over the years. They do not get enough credit. 11:30 a.m. on the West Coast, Charlotte, North Carolina for another ACC matchup. North Carolina smoked Notre Dame. Now they take on Wake Forest, laying
I should have locked that up.
Laying
that
5.5. So coming in, the spread tells you everything you need to know about this game and what we're going to do, which is lay the points.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know Marco's saying the last play was too obvious. Was everybody was on North Carolina today? North Carolina ended that in about 3 minutes. Yeah. I'll do it again. Yeah, they're going to have that crowd. They're going to have that crowd. They need the win desperately. So Carolina wins by double digits.
Carolina's playing really good basketball. I know.
Altline.
I think they're going to roll again.
Yeah.
And I know there was some concern of, well, who have they played and diminishing some of their wins because they played, dog ass teams like Virginia Tech, Miami, Florida State, Virginia, basically the ACC.
They were not but all the way ass. They were partial.
Semi ass.
Better ass than you expected.
There was a conversation we had, I think, with when I worked on the MTV show Ridiculousness of how much ass you could show on TV, where it was like they broke it down to the percentage of ass crack we were allowed to show, and it was 25%. They go 25% ass crack is fine. If it goes more than that, we're gonna have to blur it. So they actually had and we're like going back and forth with the notes of, well, trust us, this guy's ass is really long. You can't tell because of the jeans. It kills the clip if you gotta blur the ass. Regardless, I got to dig up the notes for the Eric Andre episode were the all-timer, the censor notes for Eric Andre, who's a maniac. But all that being said, UNC rolls here. I'm with you, Kramer. You're making a trifecta, I assume.
Yeah, you gotta lay with UNC. Like I said, the spread kind of tells you everything you need. And the bet splits, Sean, you wouldn't believe it. 60% of the bets on you. I don't know who's betting on Wake Forest, but 89% of the dollars on UNC.
Sharps.
Charlotte, FAU. We're heading to Fort Worth, Texas, noon on the West Coast. -9.5 for the Owls. Owls against the 49ers here. It's an old timey matchup. Colby, are we laying the points?
I'll take the Clits. Look, the Clits won today. I was on Rice, and look, they got that dub. And the fact they played the game, I like it. Also, FAU's off of a blowout win against my Pirates, so they're feeling great about themselves. They get out to Fort Worth. Charlotte's just gonna have to make a quick little drive down the road, and they're fine. I just think that number's huge. I mean, I understand it was a 12-point win back on February 10th, but I like the teams that get that playing game.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's certainly. I feel like if they look good, you like it, but you also have to be constantly reminded that they're playing another bad team, and so you can't. It's like Notre Dame, great example from this morning. Notre Dame, they won a basketball game, but they were playing a really horrible team, and then they played today and they got their ass handed to them.
That's true.
So
Rice not good, which I see the counter there.
They've lost both games this year by double digits. So how do we not just lay the points? Simple systems. Colby's getting cute. Give me Florida.
Really? Because I could have swore Cal covered today.
What?
Stanford swept Cal in the regular season.
Oh well, that
Cal covered today. Your theory is bullshit. All right.
Well, it doesn't win 100% of the time, Colby. Obviously, Jesus.
Well, also that was really close on the number. That was 78-73.
Also a rivalry game.
I'll roll with Colby. I liked his comeback to you on the right there. So
Grambling. Do I need to mention Grambling today too? They got swept in the regular season. They won outright.
Yeah, let's tout our losing money line
LaSalle
parlay again with Syracuse. LaSalle was a great win.
They got swept by UMass in the regular season. They won hard to beat a team 3 times. He's got to rethink his ink, Sean.
I got it.
I got my ink. I'm not changing midstream. I'm not one of these wackos like you. San Jose State. Colby turns to the side, moves his whole body. He doesn't just twist the neck. He's a real menace in the trough. You gotta watch out for Colby eating his fucking necklace, turning, pissing all over the place. San Jose State, New Mexico in Vegas. Which venue are they? Are they at the Circus?
Thomas and Mack Center. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Not as exciting. No casino, no slots around the Thomas. Do you think they roll in slots for the conference tournament?
That was always sweet. UNLV had that on the sideline of their
football,
their games over at the beautiful Allegiant Stadium.
Oh, what a great field!
And the slot machine even had a name, the Rebel Roller. So if they got a touchdown, they go over there, hit the slot machine. Everyone loved it.
Oh, the NCAA did not like that. New Mexico laying 14.5.
They also didn't like those photos of that mobster in the hot tub with Stacey Augman and Larry Johnson. But
what year was that?
90, I would say 89, 90.
Yeah, camera 1990.
I know.
It's a setup from the beginning.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's a good question. I never thought of it like that. Look, so here's what's an interesting one. Earlier in the year, if you subscribe to the College Basketball Experience, we took San Jose State on the money line against New Mexico, and that thing hit.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: is New Mexico's actually played pretty well in Vegas historically under old Dick Pitino there. I'm taking the points though. I like the play-in game. I think the play-in game, all the pressure's on New Mexico. They're already kind of in the tournament, regardless of whether they win or lose. Give me Sparty to stay within the number.
So they lose here to San Jose State. They're definitely in still, Colby.
I think so. Still, yeah.
Let's look. I'll look him up on Bracket Matrix, see what the world says. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're currently 8-9 seed.
Yeah.
So they probably have, they can probably drop to like an 11 seed before they're out. So they probably are comfortably in.
Yeah, no, matchup wise, even that game at the pit, they kept it to 6 points. So seems like they're at the very least going to be competitive. I'll take them catching the 14.5 points.
Yeah, this is a confusing number.
It's I get making them favored, but this seems a little too crazy.
Yeah, what's Ken Palm got him at 13? So yeah, even large on that scale. Colorado on an absolute heater. They're now taking on Houston.
Don't let the Buffs get hot.
A massive number, noon on the West Coast, -17.5. Colby, is this the end of the road?
I mean, they only lost by 10 the last time they played, and that's when Colorado was playing like shit. So, I'm a Colorado fan. I'm not going to pick against my boys here. Take the points. Let's go. But I mean, I do worry about a young team against Houston's defense.
It does seem like this is the situation to take Houston. They just destroy inferior teams in the conference tournament. They'll slip up in the real tournament, but this is kind of the spot for them. But can I really lay this big of a number against the red hot Buffs who are stampeded all over the court? They keep a good program over there. Not really this year, but 17 and a half points. They're too young to know they shouldn't be here.
Oh,
I'll take that.
Oh,
I'll go with
Let's
that
go.
angle. Give me Colorado plus 17.5.
I mean,
This is a massive number too.
I actually think if you
game,
wait till tomorrow, it might even go up. You might be able to get like 18.5, 19.
That's crazy.
The amount of like vets that this Houston team plays, to what Colby's first point was. I mean, there's almost a big enough gap to where it's like grown men they're gonna have to prove a point to these young kids.
These whippersnappers.
I mean, not that Colorado's super young, but this just feels like an old timey Houston. I'm just getting prepared to load up on Houston for the tournament. Let's lay it. Let's lay it. I'll continue to be on these islands with you guys.
Kramer Island.
Big rivalry in the SEC.
Have
tournament.
they released the flight logs to Kramer Island?
No, I'm going to keep that private. I'm not like that snitch Epstein.
Remember 2 weeks ago or whatever? Oh, you're going to know all the details of the Epstein files aren't going to get released.
Let me know when stuff starts happening, and
They just don't do it.
I muted a lot of that stuff for
Politics is just so.
I got too much. I got tape to grind. You know, I got college basketball. I got NFL tape. I can't be getting teased by the aliens and fucking Epstein, JFK. Nothing comes out. Nothing. Enough comes out for people to Photoshop funny names on the Epstein list, which is. I do appreciate that. That always gives me.
I
a
like
good
the
laugh.
meme of they released the Epstein flight log and it was just the Cowboys 53-man depth chart.
Oh man! Well,
I appreciated that
fake.
comedy.
That was in comedy.
Well, maybe it was real.
I assume Jerry's been down there.
He actually, if you had to pick one NFL owner, it'd probably be Robert Kraft.
Oh, definitely Robert.
There probably
Kraft.
are some NFL owners on that list.
Yeah, I mean, who's the Jets owner?
Ursula might
Johnson?
be minus 10,000. Yeah.
I don't think he's important enough to get the invite down to Epstein Island.
He kept it domestic. You know how those Midwest.
Oh, the
folks don't
Walmart
like
guy.
to
The
travel?
Walmart guy, though, for the
you're right,
Rams.
bro.
He's
No,
there.
Ursay better chance to be at a Diddy party. If I'm like saying Diddy or Epstein, that's actually a good new game. Diddy or Epstein. Oh man, we need a third island. Once we get that third island, this segment's going to take the world by storm. Texas A&M. Do the cheer lieutenants go on the road to basketball games, Colby? Buzz laying 6.5 here. Texas is not a good basketball team. That was a really bad. I mean, for a conference that's amazing, that was not a good basketball game between Arkansas and Texas.
I had Vandy, but
sorry, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they just shit
not
the
a good
bed.
game. Vanderbilt looked like a rec league team.
They looked rough. To your point, Kramer,
they're in the tournament.
To your point, they should have. Texas should have blown them out. And the weird thing is, I'll pull up the box score. Like I felt like Texas benefited from some crazy shooting variance. That's going to be tough to do again against Buzz. Like this actually seems kind of like a perfect matchup for Texas A&M. I'll pull up the box score, but my thoughts have me looking towards Texas A&M here. But Colby, what are you doing?
I think the conference is a little rigged. So, I mean, you saw it right now. You saw tonight the teams that were on the bubble, Texas and perhaps Oklahoma win. This is, I don't know a team that has been on the bubble that's lost a game in the SEC besides another bubble opponent where they had to do it. So
someone had to go down.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm serious. Go back to Georgia, Florida. Yeah. Go back to like literally every game where there's been a bubble team, the bubble team wins.
All 16 in.
So I will take Texas, and I also hate Buzz laying big numbers. Anything over 5 is always tricky with the Buzz.
Tough. It's tough.
So wait, you're going Texas, Colby, or are you going Texas A&M? Sorry,
Texas. Hook them.
Really? Horns up for Colby.
That feels disgusting.
I think I'm going to take Texas A&M.
You know what? I'll apologize on behalf of Colby. That could have been very offensive to some people.
Yeah.
And the way he just said it while he's chewing on his fucking candy, not a care in the world.
By the way, how about the evolution of the?
What's
they
that?
put this?
Is that candy too?
That's
like
a big
medallion?
Piece of candy. Yeah, man. That's. We didn't have that back in the day.
What's your candy necklace strategy?
No,
it's been 35 years for me. What's your strategy?
I'm gonna save the best for last, Sean. And yeah, I mean that's a big piece of tart. So
I think that's the one you put in your butt, Colby.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is a disgusting act.
Kramer, you're obviously taking Buzz in Texas A&M, correct?
Oh yeah. I mean, again, I apologized on behalf of Colby for that disgusting act. I mean, if the same game happens, the Texas A&M is going to get a lot of rebounds. Going to get a lot of second chance opportunities. I do like the candy necklace.
It's a great look.
Do you have more of them? Nice. That's pretty fun.
He's got his mouth full.
Do you and Patty C just put them on? Like you just throw them on and just
the TC
hang out?
slumber party.
Play some Tecmo Bowl. Fordham, George Washington, back in the nation's capital. George Washington laying 7.5. Colby. Fordham, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. Fordham has had some moments of looking like a decent college basketball team, in my opinion.
This is in DC though. George Washington is located in DC. I will lay the 7.5 with the Colonials.
Back to back offensive comments by Colby. Once again, we apologize if that offended anyone.
Bleep out the Colonials, Kramer. We
It's
don't want
actually the Revolutionaries now. They're the Revolutionaries now.
that is one of the all-time.
But that's not offensive for the same reasons. You fucking idiots.
Also, you fucking dumb pieces of shit. There were a lot of revolutionaries that did horrific things.
Yeah. So dumb.
You want to go down to South America? You think all those revolutionaries were good guys?
Oh.
Some would say the Nazis were revolutionaries in their time. They overthrew the current government. Just because it's a revolution doesn't mean it's good.
No, it's all Che Guevara. It's all good stuff. Communism.
Yeah, Fidel Castro was a revolution. Ask the Cuban people if that was a good strategy.
You just have to make sure the CIA is backing you. Then you can win the revolution and become the dictator. Most of the time.
There's a lot of finagling in there.
Again, I muted a lot of that stuff for now, so let me know when the Epstein stuff comes out.
I'll keep you posted.
Go back in.
They're gonna Selection Sunday. They'll release it. They're doing they that would be hilarious if they did a Selection Sunday style release thing of the Epstein Island, but it's all names not be like they go to Bill Clinton, they do like a camera on Clinton and he's not on the list and he's celebrating.
No, but they have analysts where they're like you just randomly put a camera on Tom Selleck and you're like, well, he's on the bubble. He's on the bubble. We don't know if he would be there.
Tom Cruise unlikely to get in, but you never know.
I just like the idea of who they have the cameras on.
Yeah,
like a
sweating.
Jim Nance is randomly one of the pictures. It's like, Jesus, I thought you liked your toast burn. I didn't realize it was more than that, Jim.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Bill Rafferty, like sweating it out. Wait, what? I thought I was announcing this. Oh no, onions!
Oh man, imagine.
God bless Bill Rafferty.
Yeah,
he was not on Epstein Island.
No, he was just brought down to do the commentary.
Yeah, he did play by.
A lot of onions.
I'll ride with Colby. George Washington, much better team. Don't be fooled by that blowout win by Fordham. They're not a good team. G Dubs roll. Kramer. What are you doing?
Yeah, this does fit my model where George Washington just beat the living shit out of them. So a week and a half ago. So I'm with you. Give me although Fordham Fordham has some very nice neighbors, some great food establishments right in the area there. You can walk down, maybe sit down, have an espresso, cappuccino. Enjoy a plate of meatballs. Check out, if you've never seen the movie A Bronx Tale, you should watch it. Iowa, Illinois laying 10.5 here. 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Colby.
I mean, we were on the Hawkeyes money line tonight. You don't change horses midstream here.
It's true. We were just discussing that.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting a big number. Your coat. It's a Fran thing. It's a Fran thing. Fran McCaffrey, Fran Duffy. I'm not fading those motherfuckers. All right. So yeah, give me the points. I like the fact they had the play-in game. It's in Indianapolis. I know they got drilled at Illinois, but Illinois got a legit home court.
Yeah.
Hawkeyes getting a big number. Let's go.
That 20-point win that Illinois had over Iowa is tough to ignore. But I really did like what I saw to Iowa basketball wise. Like that game was never in doubt. Very clean, efficient basketball. Their effective field goal percentage so far this season, very good. If you look at the Ken Pom 4 factors, pretty good on the effective field goal percentage. Don't turn it over. That's kind of good tournament basketball. This to me feels like it's going to be a game 10.5 with Illinois on the neutral. It feels too high.
I like that they got the 3-point ball shot going on a neutral. You get that 3-point shot going against, by the way, an Ohio State team that defends the 3-point line pretty well. That'll give you a chance. We'll take the points.
So everyone on
play the stapler though, sound effect though.
Okay. By request, we get the Staples check.
Staples plus 10.5 is pretty good.
And while I'm on the second page,
I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
Ryan, come on, save it for Las Vegas. Hey, we're going to Las Vegas. Come hang out with us at the Rhythm Party. Of course, you already know Rhythm. Great for. It's tough to do the read and look at Colby just grinding away on his candy necklace. Maybe Colby will bring out some candy necklaces to the Rhythm Party, hopefully. But if you can't make it out to Vegas for the sweet party, March 19th, 4:30 at Stadium Swim, watch a play-in game with us. You can still get a chance to win a $250 future. Just head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. RSVP if you're coming. If not, still get a chance to win the $250 future. Use Rhythm to dominate March Madness. They were all over a bunch of great money lines today, including I'll pull up some that they were on, but of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM to get your free 7-day trial started. What are you waiting for? Colby, they were also Rhythm also.
Oh, they were on the Explorers.
LaSalle Explorers all over, shipped it. Love them. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And of course, time for our Underdog Fantasy bonus pick'em. Use the promo code SGPN and get you some bonus credits up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Colby, let's keep the heater alive. We went, unfortunately, we went one lower.
Eric Dixon, game script. Game script got us.
We were 0-2 because Trey Johnson, pretty good game, got 19, didn't get over. The double higher has not been good for us.
Could I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Well, Colby's into golf now. Maybe he wants to throw out a players championship.
Well, Underdog does have it all. Shout out to the listener who's got me playing Underdog Supercross.
Oh,
I've been tailing his plays. We'll see if that how that does. But Colby, what do we got here for some college basketball pick'em for the conference tournament?
I'll take you to the first golfer, Cam Jones, higher than 19.5 points at Madison Square Garden.
No, wow. I like that. They called him a
reminder.
golfer.
It's a Cam with a K, in case you're Googling it at home.
And then Sean, what do we know about Virginia Tech's basketball institution? It's full of losers. All right.
Hey, Sean, they're not mega ass, semi ass.
You going after Sean Padula?
Sean Padula lower than 15.5 points is gonna cash tomorrow.
I'm not doing that.
Love fading.
I'm not doing
Ole
that.
Miss.
I like Ole Miss. I'm not doing this. I'm going higher.
Cam Johnson higher 19.5 points. Sean Padula.
Cam Jones. Yeah.
Cam Jones. Sorry. Apologies.
I almost should do the opposite.
Higher. Well, try it.
I'm going to do the opposite.
Try it and report back. Cam Jones higher 19.5 points. Sean Padula lower 15.5 points. $100 entry returns you $282 over to Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN.
So I have no boost right now. I do not like that at all.
They're usually
if you're
pretty
listening,
good.
Underdog. Come on, boost.
They hook you up with the boost.
Boost me. DePaul, Creighton, Big East back in the Garden. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Creighton laying 11.5. I mean, DePaul has to be over the moon, advancing out of the play-in round in the Big East tournament. Oh man. Ed Cooley down bad, losing back-to-back games to DePaul. This DePaul team is now on a 3-game heater.
Yes, and They won at Providence at the Dunk. They took down Georgetown twice in a row. They're starting to believe in themselves. Holtman is doing a damn good job in year one. I'm taking the points against Michael Crichton.
Kind of like him. Do you know when the last time they've had 3 straight wins against Big East teams?
I mean, you got to go back to like fucking. I mean, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Surprisingly, it was 2022. They won
really
February 24th against Georgetown, 27th against St.
Patrick
John's,
Ewing, Chris Mullen,
and Marquette on March 2nd, which is
Wojo. All these former players I couldn't coach.
Yeah.
So we're riding with DePaul. Colby, sell me on it because I'm a little nervous. Now Creighton is a little different animal away from home, all the way out there in the big city. These Nebraska boys,
they're huge though. There's going to be a decent size advantage in this game, I think.
Well, let's say, I mean, DePaul was at Creighton back on the 26th, only lost by 10. All right, and that's at one of the hardest places to play in the country. And like I said, if you get a first year coach, one of the best things I like doing watching college hoops or college football is to see the transition throughout the year. The team starts buying into the culture that you're setting. And so I think DePaul's in a good spot. I also like the fact they get the play-in game. I really do like the fact that you just played, you find that rhythm. So I think they stay within the number. I don't think they'll win this, but I think they stay within that number.
No, I'm laying it.
You're laying the 11.5. Creighton has been great against the number.
I think eyeball.
I see the case.
I think eyeball. When we're watching this tomorrow, Sean, we're gonna be like, oof. I mean, Colby brought up the game they played only to a 10-point loss, not the game they lost by 25 points or whatever it was.
Well, that was early when in the tenure. The point I was trying to make is the buy-in on a one-year on a first-year coach.
I like that.
I'll take DePaul. Colby. I liked what I saw out of DePaul. I'm in.
They can shoot the 3.
Look at that. You think it should be 3?
No, I said they could shoot the 3. DePaul can shoot the 3. Yeah.
Yeah, they shot I think 38% today. So again, the helpfulness is the fact that you're on a neutral court. You got a game under your belt. You know the sight lines and all that bullshit. Well, I mean, you know, some of these arenas they force them to play in. It's ridiculous. Mississippi State, Hail State. Taking on Missouri here. Missouri laying 3.5 points, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. This number struck me as a little short, Colby.
Well, Mississippi State looked fucking awesome today. So there's that. But I took a future on Missouri. So of course I'm taking Missouri here. They've lost a bunch in a row. It's a get right spot. You've had time to go to Nashville. They've only won 4 out of their last 10 games.
Yeah, 3 conference games in a row. They were looking pretty good there early on in the season. They had wins over Florida at the Swamp. Missouri's
27-point win over Mississippi State too.
What do you think has caused them to cool off? I mean, they beat Alabama. Like they have
talked
a bunch
about
of quality
this.
wins. Yeah,
the gods, the basketball gods, when they were little bitches about storming the court, they haven't won since.
This is breaking news. Then you feel comfortable taking them here, though.
You know what? Maybe I should Benedict this one because they're little bitches. You know what I mean? But no, I took my future. I'm going to take Mizzou. You know, they ended the regular season that way. Now they're at a neutral site. It was bad voodoo in that bullshit arena they have now. So yeah, give me Dennis Gates and Mizzou.
Kramer, what are you doing here?
I also like Mizzou. I think the
Missouri offense is so good.
They definitely bounce back year. Didn't win a conference game last year, but the story I think this is just when you look at the Mississippi State game that they just won. This is the kind of game you got to isolate. Okay, they beat a LSU team that clearly wasn't trying to win the game. These are the kind of teams we have to fade next round. They just won a 30-point game. People are like Colby, right? The surface level college basketball fan. Look how great they looked.
Scuba guys.
Let me run to the window and bet them again. Yeah,
so you're all over Missouri here, Kramer.
You know, my model has this at 6.9 actually, laying minus 6.9 for Missouri. So love the value here.
And check out Dave Robinson checking in on the chat, watching from down under, guys. Love your work. I'm assuming Australia, but I know we have a couple listeners out in New Zealand as well. Australia and New Zealand are true.
You trying to piss them off? You caught him. You caught him from New Zealand. They have animosity towards one another, I believe, right?
Whoa,
I'm assuming. Do New Zealand people say they're from down under, or
all
is that just
down
in
under
Australia?
people are the same, right?
No, I didn't say that. I just wanted
Oh boy!
clarification.
Here's a 1-star review. Here's a fucking 1-star review here.
Oh, now he's gonna be heated. Well, he's probably mad that you're stealing his culture, Colby, with your whole Pick Dundee persona.
No, because he was in our chat yesterday and he said the home of original Mick Dundee.
Oh,
so you know, it seems to be actually maybe I got him because of that. Maybe we got him as fans because of, you know, Prick Dundee being a thing. You know.
Shout out to appreciate you hopping on there. Appreciate everyone from down under. Kramer got the snorkel mask out. He's locked in. What's the next game? What do we got?
LaSalle, St. Joe's in DC.
Lock.
Laying 11.5.
Ship it.
Lock.
The heat is in the hat.
It gets very humid in the mask.
This is an easy play. This is an easy play, guys. Plus 500 on the money line. What just happened, guys, on March 8th? LaSalle as a double-digit dog. Right after Fran announced he was retiring,
Dave turned it on.
And Fran is best friends with Phil Martelli, who St. Joe's fired. You're telling me he's going out? No. He knows Philly basketball. He's a goddamn Philly legend. He played at LaSalle. He's been to the tournament 17 times with fucking Philly schools. He's not letting this Philly trash come in here. In DC, where, by the way, Fran was an assistant at American U way back in the day. And by the way, Americans dancing. This is the year of Fran. Give me LaSalle. Sprinkle the money line.
Franadelphia. I'm all over LaSalle here with you. That was a fun, well-coached basketball win over UMass. Now, granted, it's a step up in competition against St. Joe's, but they're going to get it done, covering the 11.5, and they're a live dog. Let's get it, Colby. I'm going to get a beer in Fran's honor. Keep talking.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
A lot of passion. You know what? I'll join. This feels like a fun money.
Now he's on the team. He was giving us shit. He was giving us shit on the A10 tournament picks.
Great time to hop on the bandwagon.
I need Sean back in the studio here. We're gonna veto your pick here.
You're not letting me 300 to 1. Is that the number you guys got? I mean, they're not. This is not the round they go down. I did have UMass in the first game though.
Sean, are we letting him have this pick after he talks shit to us? That's
you can't, Benedict.
What do
you
mean?
said LaSalle was crazy. Stay on. We're on a crazy train. A crazy train to a 4-figure payout off of 20 bucks.
All right. Give me St. Joe's.
Don't mess up the mojo.
But I'll lay 10.
Explore, baby. About to explore some sweet cash. Scrooge McDuck over here.
Shop that one around. You can probably find a 10.5. Baylor, Texas.
No, I won 11.5.
Texas. Well,
I won 500 on the money line.
I just wanted to put that on the record. Baylor,
I can't believe this weasel. I can't believe this weasel tried to get in
keep
there.
An eye on him, Colby. Oh, hey, what's going on over here, guys?
Colby was he wanted to wait till the principal came back before having the conversation. Texas Tech laying 9.5 against Baylor, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Big 12 still hasn't changed their floor. It seems like they're going to go with it till the end of the tournament. Big number for Baylor here, but Texas Tech is certainly like the sharp darling in terms of a team that is in the top. I would say Texas Tech is a consensus top 5 power rated team by the Sharps, and
Ken Palm's got him 28, so definitely some discrepancy there.
Yeah, I think
they took care of Kansas State pretty good.
Gambling, there's just a lot of projection around what they can be.
Yeah,
so that's why this number is so big. Colby, are we laying it?
I mean,
Oh, sorry.
These
Texas
guys,
Tech was 7th. I looked at it wrong. I apologize.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I mean, this is a tricky one because McCaslin, Jerome Tang, and stuff used to be on their staff there with Scott Drew. So, you know, as some people believe, you know, you look back at that first game or that last game, I should say, Texas Tech put it on them. So I think Scott Drew's sitting over there thinking,
because I understand how the bastard thinks. I taught him. Now I owe him one.
I think we take Baylor in the points there. You know, some people have Baylor as the last 4 to 8 teams in. They need it more. Give me the points. They already played a game there. You know, I like that side of this thing. Give me the points in these Bears.
No, hold on. We need to double check this number.
What are you talking about? What number did you say?
9.5. That feels high.
No, 6.5. 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
All right. So you're on Baylor plus 6.5, Colby.
Yeah.
I think even there, it's probably a little. Damn. I like a good favorite.
What are you doing, Kramer?
Well, I mean, Colby makes a good point. There is a valid revenge spot here.
Yeah.
Teacher,
and Baylor's good enough that 6 points. If you think a key number in college basketball is like 4, this is over that. I'll take Baylor plus 6.5.
My system tells me to only look at recency and what happened in the last game. Texas Tech rolled, lay it. Nevada, Colorado State, back out in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. In Las Vegas, though, where I don't know if they love Nevada, so maybe the
it's odd.
Any comment on the crowd out in the Mountain West? Which, by the way, real bold for the Mountain West to force you to watch their fucking app.
Yeah,
I gotta download a fucking.
Wait, that's better than Peacock. That's better than Peacock, and I did have it installed, just like I have the NEC app installed. All right.
Yeah,
I got that fucking NEC app installed over there for you to catch some Long Island Shock action.
Laying 4.5.
Forget about it.
Are we laying 4.5 with Colorado State, Colby?
You know, I took futures on both these teams.
You're like a kingpin over there. Like, can we hear the creak of your chair?
This is the peyote. You hear that? Look at this.
Colby, give us a creak.
Look at this. I'm telling you, it's not that bad anymore.
What has happened?
Colby's gonna go he's got a tiny screwdriver. You got it sorted.
We got to that. We got to it. You know what I mean? We fucking got to it, man. Give me Nevada. I did peyote with Steve out in the desert.
Oh boy.
He said he was waiting for this magical moment to take down this red hot Colorado State team.
Colorado State's too good. I get the case for Nevada here, but Colorado State is just, they're on fire, hitting almost 80% from the line.
And Fresno
offense is efficient.
Fresno qualifies as one of those playing round trash teams that no business like that.
And Colorado State beat them both times. Now they wouldn't have covered the number there in Reno, but
hard to beat a team 3 times. What what was our exercise today?
I think situationally dependent. I'm going Colorado State. Kramer, I assume you're taking a favorite.
Yeah. What's that meme where the drug kingpin down in Colombia just hangs up the phone and starts laughing? That's Colby right now.
That's the scene from Scarface where they're on their cellular phones. It's like the montage, and they're just laughing as the money's being worked through the counter.
That movie has so many great scenes.
Underrated scene is the cops go to busting this, like early on in the movie, like first 20 minutes of the movie. The cops go to like raid this apartment on the second story or third story of a building there. And they have, like in the 80s, they had those tiles that were like see-through. It was like these little cubes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a glass cubes or something, where this dude just takes a chainsaw through that and falls 3 stories out to not get caught by the police. Fucking phenomenal.
Genius.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie. I was like, yes.
Shout out to Terrell, him from the NBA Gambling Podcast, amongst others, pointing out the Eagles beat Joe Shane's Giants 3 times in the season. Rick J checking in, saying he lives near the Nevada campus. Nobody here believes they'll win. Shout out to Reno. So that's certainly not high. And Terrell also pointing out Baylor hasn't been great as a dog. 2-8 ATS.
Yeah. That's why you want to take Texas Tech.
They were injured all year, man.
UC Santa Barbara, the Gauchos, big game here, taking on Cal State Northridge. They're out in Henderson. People got offended when I made fun of Henderson yesterday, so I'll call it I don't think I was being mean when I said the Orange County of Las Vegas or of Nevada. CSUN laying 2.5. Sean.
Oh, I'm all over. Shout out to the Matadors, all over Northridge here. I had them on the future. Why would I not like them here? The Gauchos did not look good in that game. Colby, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, this is a game. I took that future with you, Sean, and I'm a little bit worried about the lack of experience with CSUN, but I think they've been the better team all year. Andy Newman, I love LA, has come right in and injected that shit into the veins of the Matadors. I'm laying the 2.5. They've kind of stole the MO of what used to be Santa Barbara. Awesome defense. That's what's been the key to this run. They're 52nd in the nation defensive rating. So let's go. 73rd in steals too. Watch out. CSUN gets the cover.
CSUN number 2 offense in the conference. And what I love about the Matadors, no Olay bullshit here. They number 1 in offensive rebounding in the conference. Love that from a team. Great hustle. Appreciate it. CSUN gets the win and the cover. Kramer.
CSUN has dominated them this year. I have a Santa Barbara future. So if I lay the 2.5,
RIP.
I'm protected. So we're gonna.
Well, not if they
CSUN laying 2.5.
Okay.
Will it finish on 1 or 2?
Hopefully not for you and me, because I think CSUN rolls here. This is a good matchup for them.
Yeah, they've dominated. But 7-1, Gauchos backdoor in my pocket just in case. It's a nice spot to be in. Nice warm fuzzy.
But you still need the Gauchos to win more games after that.
Of course.
Okay.
And these are partial hedges. You want to build the equity up and
your portfolio.
Yeah, you're measuring ROI and net units. Obviously, Villanova, UConn in the Garden. We know how this works. 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast. UConn in the Garden, late tip. This one will be a UConn crowd heavy. UConn laying 3.5. Colby seems like an obvious play.
Well, first I would like to let me see if I can quickly get some music here.
He's doing it again, where he's pretends like this is his show. He's showing off for the chat.
Here we go. Right here. Me and Kramer just cashed a $270 or Jesus, I can't fucking talk. Plus 270 on the Montana Grizzlies getting it done. Big Sky champs. No more of this candy for me. It's a shame, Sean. We tried to bring you along. with these Grizz.
We did.
I had my mind made up in Portland State, but congrats. Hats off to you guys. Good win.
Can't win them all, Sean.
No, you can't.
And back to your original statement, I will take
Colby
the
also
UConn
did
Huskies.
Portland State, so
yeah, that guy talked all that shit and then was just a bum.
that was very disappointing. Colby, you're taking UConn.
Oh yeah.
What about our boy Dixon? He's gonna get loose.
True, but I think Hurley's got them going he's trying to get that, he's trying to improve his seating. So
in the Garden.
Yeah.
I mean, they have such an advantage there. I think it's just a fact of life. It's annoying. I don't know why all these people from the Northeast
Give me Villanova,
adopted stupid UConn.
They're my last team that's alive. Well, them and Michigan State.
What about LaSalle? I thought you were
and LaSalle. Yeah.
And
LaSalle also.
St. Joe's is also from Philly, so you can
they're not on they're not with Temple. Temple tips off tomorrow too.
Yeah, that Philly team.
I got a lot of outs. I need a team to root for in the
so many fucking outs.
No, I'll take Villanova as a dog here. They've had some issues. They've been up and down, but they should have beat UConn last time they played. They beat them at home. They were competitive on the road there against them. I think this is a nice spot for them.
All right,
minus that Georgetown. Minus that Georgetown game they also blew, but they're 4-1 last 5. playing pretty good basketball. Give me the Cats.
Yep. You're on the contrarian side. Definitely. Me and Colby are on the obvious side. This number is going to grow. UConn laid 3.5.
Colby, 23 games, not including the tournament games, which we will pick. How many do you think Kramer has taken the dog? We are 20 games.
Uh-oh. Where'd Colby go? Oh.
Close. 3.
Come on. That's good ratio.
BYU plus 2.5. San Jose State plus 14.5. Iowa plus 10.5. Other than that, all chalk. So you better be rooting for some favorites, Kramer. 16-3.
You know what? Let's see what the CLV story tells us tomorrow at post. Yeah.
Well, and then you're going to hedge out of your position, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm going to maximize my EV. I'm going to move money from here to there. Shout out to Edge Boost. SMU, Clemson laying 6.5 here in Charlotte. SMU took care of your boys, unfortunately, Sean.
Yeah, they played like shit. Fuck them.
Now they run into, I think, another team that potentially has March Darling in the sharp spreadsheet community, and that's Clemson. Because I will tell you this: when we talk about our commandments and we talk about those teams that aren't quite in the Ken Pom top 20 in offense, top 20 in defense, the one team that stands out as being really on the bubble, it's Clemson.
Yeah.
And so I think this Clemson team comes in. Certainly, when you look at the way they play, I mean they're playing a slower pace, and SMU wants to play a faster pace. So who's going to win the pace battle? Easy to handicap from there. And yeah, I think this is an easy spot to fade SMU, coming off a win against a trash team, and so they're going to be a little overvalued. Love laying it with Clemson.
Kramer, Colby, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, look, SMU is fool's gold, and this is and by the way, they're playing in Charlotte again. Remember that was the ACC championship in football. But SMU is fool's gold. I remember a couple weeks back in Dallas when they had George W. and all these, the biggest game in the history of SMU basketball. Clemson went in there and worked them. Now it's in Charlotte. That Clemson will have fans there.
Yeah, they will.
Lay the 5.5. Clemson wins by.
Team's really good, and the SMU win over Syracuse. That was more an indictment of how shitty Syracuse was. And I think the concern of like not wanting to be super high on Clemson going into the regular tournament is because of how down the ACC has been in general. But I think it's kind of there's just a lot of trash there at the bottom. Ooh. Some ass, as some people describe it. There is a little cream at the top there. So I'm with you guys. Take Clemson.
All right, nice to agree. After talking shit on my favorites mostly strategy, Kansas, Arizona, back to the strange pattern in Kansas City. Another night tip, 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Kansas catching a point. I mean, we were talking about the coaching and the end game and how these teams seemed underprepared. How does Bill Self have a team that's underprepared? He's been doing this forever. He's got to have binders, like just run out the same shit. How are you not ready?
They did everything they could to give that game to UCF. I mean, very frustrating UCF. If you were backing them on the money line, I thought Kansas would show up in that spot. I gave out Kansas laying the 10. I thought they would show up. I was very disappointed against a round one opponent where if you're Kansas, you're in a home crowd. You want to build some momentum. This is like a good, if you are going to go on a run, this is a time to do it. The fact that you let UCF almost beat you outright, I think is a very troubling sign. Colby, what was your read on the Kansas situation?
Well, I was on UCF, but I didn't think the game would go into overtime. I thought Kansas win by 4 or 5, but this team's just been a lazy ass team all year, really. And as Adam Shine put it today on the show I was on, was that now that everyone can pay, Self just kind of average. So Arizona gets revenge here. Kansas looked like shit tonight. And part of that is I don't even know if it's all self. I think the roster was they did a bad job bringing in talent in the portal, in my opinion.
I'm with you all day on Arizona. Kramer trifecta.
We sure?
That is showing the love.
2-0, right? 2-0 since then, right?
But only 1-1 ATS. So I think Arizona gets it done. I have an Arizona future. So I like this Wildcat team. I think they get this done. I think they're going to be chomping at the bit here to knock off Kansas. Certainly Kansas having the home court is always, but I don't know if that really helped them in that game. Like watching UCF, I didn't feel like they were taking advantage of the momentum. They weren't playing. Well,
you know why
strength.
is you get some Iowa State fans there.
Yeah.
So it works kind of, and I know Weehawk will be there. Shout out to Weehawk. He's a Kansas fan, but I got to take Arizona.
The putting Iowa State in the morning and Kansas at night, I feel like you won't have as much of that. And also just in general, I thought we were all gonna the love letter. I can't believe you're both going against it already. 2, this was the game after the love letter. We've already seen this game. Recency bias. You're both going against that as well. Kansas, give me it. Give me
really
stuff, yeah.
Very surprising.
Kramer, of course.
Kramer just wants to rack up an easy dog, a 1-point dog, and he loves tiny dogs.
And he's a sucker for love letters. You didn't know that, did you?
Very
horrible
romantic.
Coaching job. Great
loves
opportunity.
PDA, loves love letters.
Great opportunity for them to look in the mirror and improve here against an Arizona team. Oklahoma, Kentucky, nightcap in the SEC, Nashville regional. Kentucky laying 6.5. Porter Moser does look sharp on the sideline. I will say if Buzz leaves me too early this March, I might have to keep an eye on Porter Moser in the NIT or whatever. Maybe they'll be playing
NIT. Ryan, why are you writing them off so soon?
What do you mean?
Oklahoma.
I don't believe they deserve to unless they win out. I don't believe they deserve to be in.
You're just
Porter Moser. I think he got in probably tonight. He got in tonight because they won at Texas.
Not in my book. Not in my book.
Kramer, what are you gonna do with your Georgia love?
I'm very sad about that. I'm very
Blue Cane. You love saying that.
He was looking sore.
Colby, what are you doing here?
Well, look, a lot of years they do the SEC tournament in Atlanta, and it becomes a gigantic Kentucky crowd. Nashville's even closer to Kentucky. This is as much as I want to take Oklahoma. Kentucky just beat them at the buzzer in Norman, and I normally like the play-in game, but I just think this is going to be 99% Kentucky fans. I got to take the Wildcats here.
Kramer, what are you doing?
Yeah. I think I think it's the end of the road for Porter Moser. Maybe they get in.
I'm liking this Kentucky team. I got down on $20 to win $3K on Oklahoma. I'm not getting off the track here.
Sean, tell everyone
what some nice momentum.
Tell everyone what you were doing before the show.
Oh, so yeah, was writing down all my futures because when I would open up mybookie.ag promo code SGPN, they would have pending bets, but it's like the description is long, right? So it's like. So it says like winner of the ACC conference tournament. I would actually have to click in and then see what that team is. And of course, with these sports books, they don't necessarily, when the team like Syracuse, which I had a future on, gets eliminated, they don't delete it from your pending bets until someone actually wins the ACC. So I have too many of these losers clogging up that I had to get like a separate scratch. A ticket that I wrote down all my potential live bullets. Yeah. I just need one of these to come home and I'm going to come up. It's like my NFL draft strategy.
It's completely normal behavior. That's why I thought you should share it with the audience. They would find it interesting.
I think some of the audience would relate to that.
Oh yeah.
Writing your bet slips on a little paper sheet.
Big time.
I mean, if I could, I would get a paper ticket.
Yeah, write your underdog entry on your wrist or whatever, right? So you can see
just
it
in case.
like it's a play call.
Well, that one I can remember. It's simpler. It's 2 plays. My portfolio ride is much longer than that. Kramer, I assume you're taking Kentucky, their favorite, right?
Yeah, we've multiple times I highlighted that. UNLV, Utah State.
Will he hit 20 favorites, Colby?
8:30 p.m.
We're sitting on 19 and 3 right now.
Utah State laying 6.5 against the running Rebels. Colby, am I taking a dog here?
Yeah, take the Rebs because they're at home. I know they look like shit tonight, but I feel like everyone's going to overreact.
Sleepwalking.
This was a 5-point game in Logan, if memory serves me correct.
And they won in Vegas the last time they played.
So yeah, give me the Rebs.
Yeah, I have a future ticket on Utah State to make the Final Four at something crazy like 80-1.
Damn, dude.
I don't feel great about it right now in this situation. I'm with Colby. I think UNLV gets a cover. Hopefully for me, Utah State gets the win. Where are we at with Utah State chances just to get into the tournament, Colby?
They're fine, dude.
Yeah. Okay. They don't need this win.
No,
right.
they'll be.
I'm on UNLV plus 6.5. The second half of UNLV, they were clearly sleepwalking in that first half. They really woke up at the second half.
Utah State currently on the 9-10.
All right, so they're fine.
Line. Yeah, they're most likely in.
Kramer, what are you doing?
I'm taking the dog. Colby said we're taking the dog.
Oh, come on.
What do
you really want Utah State? You know you do.
No.
All right,
I'm not getting bullied off another position.
19 and 4 on the favorites. All right,
I tried to take LaSalle.
Let's do let's give out some locks and a dog, and then we'll close it out with the MAC conference tournament preview. Kramer,
perfect.
What do you got?
Lock Ole Miss.
Okay,
laying 3.5.
Okay. Next,
lock St. Louis. Laying 3.5. Lock Texas Tech laying 6.5. Actually, nope. We're gonna pass on that. UConn minus 3.5. Dog. UNLV. Iowa's fun. Actually, let's go Iowa. Iowa. They get hot behind the arc, maybe.
All right, for me, first lock, give me UNC laying the 5.5.
Oof.
They're just so much better. They're gonna roll in that game. My next lock. There's a bunch of interesting options here. George Washington. I'll look to
George Washington.
Yeah, I'll look to yeah. CSUN. Oh yeah, CSUN laying the 2.5. That's Lock City. Another dog that I like that I think is lock worthy. Give me Iowa 10.5. That's just it's just way too high. And the money line play is the LaSalle Explorers. He tested the product. It's good. Couldn't you just see Colby, Fran Duffy, like right after that, that scene in the movie where they have a knife and they have a kilo of Coke and he just cuts it open and he dips the switchblade in, then he tastes it and he's like, it's good. The product's good. You could just see that.
And then he tells some yes man to go take the product out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's good. Now get this shit out of here before I get angry. 100%. And that is the play. Money line is right there. Plus 500. It's there. He's not going to let this other Philly trash come in and beat this Philly legend.
On this one. This sounds like a fun bet.
No, you can't. Colby, what are you doing?
This bastard, he's putting bad juju on our play.
No, he really is.
I'm going to go put a bet in. I'm going to go rogue.
Fuck, like hell you are. I'm going to delete your account.
All right,
you wearing a wire? You're wearing a wire?
Kramer's in violation of the RICO Act right
now. The other locks, because we're cashing that plus 500. The other locks will be Iowa State minus 2.5.
Okay.
Against BYU, and then let's take give me Fran plus the 11 and the 11.5. I mean, we will double down on LaSalle.
Lock of the dog.
Yeah, boom, we're fine there.
Son of a bitch.
And then the other play. What do I like best here? Let's go. Well, it's actually North Carolina -5.5. Lay it.
There you go. All right, let's get to some MAC action.
Son of a bitch.
Some action, if you will.
Shout out to the MAC. Favorite conference. I have no idea why you guys wait. Why are you making like, okay, you know what, Mac? Let's have our teams not rested for the.
They don't put all the teams in, man. They fuck up.
Yeah, maybe
let me get some more candy real quick.
Maybe we need some new leadership.
That's code. Fran Duffy, he got some more candy.
Did you get to the one that you? Oh no, he hasn't gotten.
He's saving his medallion.
Yeah, he's saving.
That's for Patreon. Well, Colby, when you come out, we'll film a Patreon only video for some sick freaks out there. Colby finishing off the candy necklace.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah. So shout out to Colby's art department. Made some nice. And again, don't see our face. If we can get the candy necklace, maybe even on the hat up here.
Shout out to Terrell Furman, like Goon. I like him, whipping the audience into shape. 194 watching live, only 42 likes.
Well, these TCE fans, they're like the
can't
like
trust them.
The riffraff. They're not raising property value, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right. So Mac Classic 8. Why are we not letting everyone in?
Yeah,
did they not have enough money to pay an extra day of rent at the stadium?
No, they have to. I mean, all these schools are like 3 miles away. What's going on here?
No one's going that far. The travel can't be that expensive. I'm sure they get a nice block room rate down there in Cleveland. Yeah, you got to let everyone in. And so let's talk about the first round games. All on Thursday, the 13th. Bowling Green, the 8 seed. Akron, my Zips, the 1 seed. Very tough decision for me here, Sean. I wanted to bet on both of these teams, obviously.
Oh, I knew you were in a tough spot.
Well, but I love Bowling Green and our guy Marcus Johnson. It's 11.5 points. It's a big number, but Akron,
and it's March. He dropped 20. He dropped 20 the last time he stepped on the court. 5 boards, 2 assists, getting it done.
Bowling Green's been playing really good basketball, finishing the season on a very positive note. Love them coming into the tournament with that kind of momentum and 11.5 points.
They played Akron so long ago. It was all the way back on January 3rd, and it was a close game.
Toledo, Eastern Michigan, Ball State, Northern Illinois. Yeah, they lost to Western Michigan by 1 at home, heartbreaker. But they had a little losing streak there in the middle of the season, but for the most part, they've been playing really good basketball. So I like them here a lot. Give me Bowling Green here plus 11.5, maybe even live on the money line. Colby, what are you doing?
You are spot on, brother. Let's take Marcus Johnson in the points.
Believe.
Yeah, it's another. This is this is a team that's getting better as the season goes along. They had some injuries. They kicked some guys off the team, and they're better now. They're playing better ball. Also, you're getting double digits in action play. Who the fuck do you think you are, Akron?
That's true. Well, and I want to take Akron here, but I feel like I said a couple months ago that we would be betting on Bowling Green in the MAC tour. I mean, the future is just it wants to smack me in the face.
22-1.
I don't think they're going to win the game, but I feel like I might have to take a piece of the future just in case. Yeah, we're all on Bowling Green. I'll never forget. I'm sitting there by myself at the Circa, and I see the Bowling Green game, and I'm like, who the hell is this giant man?
Yeah,
just working his pivot foot so nicely, hitting some outside long range jumpers. Yeah, let's go Bowling Green plus the points. Ohio, the 5 seed. Toledo, the 4 seed. Ohio's laying 3.5. Again, all of these games in Cleveland, Ohio. I assume this is at the same place the Cavs play. I didn't actually double check that.
The Rocket Arena, is that where they play?
I think so. That sounds right.
So when the Houston Rockets come in there, they have an edge a little bit. They got a little edge there.
Space edge.
Supposedly, yes. The Rocket Arena. All right. So 3.5 points, Colby. Ohio. What do we do?
So wait, Toledo just beat him by 14 like a week ago.
Yeah.
All over Ohio here. Lay the 3.5.
So I actually disagree with this handicap. The concerning point is that Toledo has been kind of ass otherwise, other than that win against Ohio, kind of been ass. So, but my trend says you got to take it because they just played. They played a week ago.
Yeah,
and they got stomped.
There's certainly a world where Ohio wins, but you're giving Toledo plus 3.5. They put it on Ohio.
Yeah.
Toledo's won 8 straight against them.
Yeah,
but Ohio's favored.
Some teams just have each other.
What are you trying to say?
They swept them in the regular season. Some teams just have each other's number. I don't think
Colby
that's crazy.
knows something. Are they? Is there?
Colby loves the angle of not beating a team 3 times.
Ohio's only beat them once since 2017, but it was in Cleveland.
Okay.
Bobcats get it done. Lay the 3.5.
Feels like you're grasping for straws. Eastern Michigan, the 7 seed.
So Kramer, you're on Toledo.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
They just played, and who won? That's been my whole system.
Yeah, but
and this fucking ass, this guy. Have you seen this on the internet?
Just so we clarify, it's always helpful when you say the team you're picking.
This guy on the internet, Jared, he posts every day all the recency bias stuff, aka my entire handicapping system. Giving away my edge for free. Miami, the 2 seed. Miami laying 5.5.
We got to talk about this one because Eastern Michigan.
Whose directional Michigan team is Eastern Michigan? It's not
That'd be mine. That'd be mine. And the best part is they were on the take earlier this year, and ever since
that's right.
The FBI shut down that transactions or those transactions. Eastern Michigan's been kind of a darling. I'm on EMU. Give me the points against Travis Lexington Steele there. Yeah, I think this is a game. EMU the only thing is EMU did just beat them by 10. But
10, yeah.
Yeah. I'll take EMU in the
earlier
points.
In the season. They split home and home. But the more recent game was a win. So I think I have to ride with the Eagles of Eastern Michigan.
You guys are crazy. Miami all day. This is when you get the big money. This is when they bump up the limits. They're not taking big limit bets during the regular season.
Oh.
The only reason they bump up a action game is if it's conference tournament. They think it's all above board. That's when the Eastern Michigan Eagles strike and start fumbling the bag. Kick a couple turnovers. Miss a couple of free throws. Oh, Eastern Michigan.
The lights are pretty bright here.
I'm looking at this. Eastern Michigan turnover percentage, 293rd in the nation. They turned the ball over a bunch. Wouldn't raise any suspicion, would it? Eastern Michigan defense, 316th in adjusted defense. Oh, no one will notice if we let a couple backdoor cuts go by. Don't hustle back on defense. Miami rolls. Lock City.
All right.
I mean, that's one of my few gambling rules. We put out a fucking clip that said, if you're on the FBI watch, I'm fading you.
But they're not anymore. Everything's cleaned up.
Sure. You sound like
the situation's under control.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Western Michigan, my directional Michigan team, taking on Kent State, the 3 seed. Kent State laying 9.5. Colby, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. The nightcap in Cleveland. They get you home early. Doing,
Western Michigan's ass, but they only lost by 1 on March 4th to this team. I just don't like laying 9.5 in the MAC.
Just taking the dogs. I'm taking 4 dogs in the MAC.
No, I'm taking one favorite.
Kramer's chasing dogs.
It's we
got in his head, Colby.
Junkyard dogs.
So Colby, you're on Western Michigan. The Broncos catching 9.5. Broncos have done a good job in free agency. Like what they've done so far, bringing in Evan Ingram, maybe filling that joker position, adding 2 good starters. Western Michigan. Do I ride with you guys taking the 9.5?
It's a very big number.
Yeah, the counter's pretty easy. Like, who is Kent State? They beat them.
it's the defense of Kent State that versus the offense of Western Michigan. That's
but
the,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
the matchup.
but even on the road, when Western Michigan was on the road, they put up 94, and then they lost to Kent State at home, but it was by 1 point. I think Western Michigan's live on the money line here. This is crazy.
Ooh,
Their coach is a former Michigan State assistant.
Sorry, Colby, you had some necklace in there. Could you repeat that?
You sound like you're feeding a human to pigs. I mean, what are you at your farm? Had to take care of a couple guys.
I'm sorry, guys.
Shout out to Rob Donaldson in the chat, legend in and of his own right.
Yeah.
Colby with the LSD candy necklace. He's seeing 5 Kramers.
Be careful with that truth serum, Colby.
Yeah.
I was saying Western Michigan's coach is a former Izzo guy.
Oh, that's all you need to know.
Dog. All right, let's.
How are they, Colby? This is a typo. How is Western Michigan this big of an underdog to win this tournament? What are we talking about here?
Because their offense is ass, right? 200-1. I'll go from the bottom to the top. Bowling Green 22-1. Eastern Michigan.
They're the 6th seed.
18.
They're better than 2 teams in this tournament, according to seeding.
The Rockets of Toledo 7-1. Bobcats plus 425. The Miami Redskins plus 350.
Whoa.
Kent State Golden Flash.
Have they not gotten to the MAC?
I like how Colby refuses to use any of the changed names.
Sorry, I forgot. This is Colby's
bit. Yeah, just like the Eastern Michigan Hurons. Akron Zips plus 250.
He only knows them as the Hurons.
Now I almost need to look that one up.
I'm just honoring Native American history, unlike these racist fucks out there.
Yes, of course. What are we doing here, Colby? Akron and pairing Akron with Bowling Green was going to be my plan, but they play each other.
Yeah, I know that's a little tricky there. A little tricky. Yeah, I'll take Akron. Let's go in chalk.
That's it.
Let's go in chalk. I mean, if you're looking for a dog, it's
you sold me.
It's Eastern. I think Eastern would be the team that could be, just because their numbers are all jaded. Green's buying into their numbers. Their numbers don't make any sense because they were on the take for a while. So yeah,
that's a good thing. Remember, that's a good thing.
I'll just roll the dice here. Give me Western Michigan at 200-1. That's the math. I mean, they beat Kent State, so they do that. Then they got to win what? 2 more games? Come on, that's a 3-leg parlay. Western Michigan. Fuck the rest of these teams. I guess as a favorite, because I think Bowling Green's interesting, but I don't like that.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm thinking with Colby, just single shot. I would call out Kent State's the team that plays the slower pace. Kent State and Eastern Michigan. So
I'll add Toledo. Teams. Toledo and Western Michigan. Toledo 7-1 because I like them catching the 3.5 in that first game, and then Western Michigan 200-1. Dare to dream.
If Bowling Green wins this tourney, I'm gonna be so pissed that I didn't bet on them. Be so pissed. I kind of do want to take Eastern Michigan. What do we think the mechanical parlay won't be 18-1.
Value, Ryan.
Well, give me a piece of those Hurons.
Yeah, Jalen Terry, buddy, he can ball.
He can ball.
Colby, are you taking a piece of Eastern Michigan? No,
I'm taking. Of course, I'm on the Hurons.
Oh, no. He's on the Hurons.
Oh, really? I just had you on for Akron.
No. The Hurons are going to beat the Redskins.
Yeah, that's going to be a good battle.
Kramer, make sure all this is bleeped.
Heads will roll.
Heads
See
will
what I did
roll.
There? They used to use heads for because they didn't know how to construct a soccer ball.
That was the Aztecs.
Skull. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Some natives. What a show! What a podcast! Do we have any more conference tournament previews, Kramer?
The Ivy
League.
Oh, the Ivy.
So basically,
slippery Ivy.
We're gonna do a show tomorrow night, and we'll cover games that I assume mostly Friday games, and then a couple Saturday. At least the Ivy League games on Saturday.
Wear your mask for that episode, guys.
I think there are a couple there might be a couple tournaments that have some skip days on the Saturday. So
yeah, and then if you're looking for more action, Friday night, sure we'll have Colby calling into the VSiN show, VSiN.com, YouTube TV, Sirius, wherever you get your VSiN, and VSiN also running a free trial of the VSiN Pro, free until the tourney tips off. So get in on over there. Of course, enter our contest. Get in on the Splash Sports Survivor, $25 entry. Up to 75K. Kramer wouldn't say it on the air, but he's embarrassed that Kelly in Vegas is dominating us. I thought we had some real DJs in our audience that wanted a chance to win 75K. Splashsports.com/SGPN. Get in over there. Get in on the Survivor. College basketball Survivor doesn't get any better than that.
What are the chances that the winner is employed at SGPN?
Well, it's going to be. I mean, I'm putting in a bunch of entries. I know some of the guys are putting in entries. Colby, I'm sure we can get him in there. Colby, have you got your entries in yet?
Not yet, but
Hello? You play to win the game.
Exactly.
You don't play to just play it.
Do you think your people are going to join, Colby? Maybe we should do a if you can beat Colby contest. You can enter to win something.
I'm going to go ahead and say if someone from SGPN wins, as in a listener, not only will you get the 75K, I will send you 4 candy necklaces.
Wow. Okay. So the pot's even getting sweeter.
Oh my God. Wow, that's a professional joke
with the medallion, not the Fugazis.
I've never done the medallion.
Yeah, no, Colby's a candy kingpin. Look out.
Make sure you spit on it.
That's Colby when you get the pixie sticks out. Oh, there you go. Little lemon lime pixie stick. Colby, relax.
Don't leave that shit out. Don't leave that out.
The Tony Montana of pure uncut sugar. All right. Obviously, check out the college experience. Promo code MADNESS, 20% off everything in the merch store. Look at that sweet DGen University hoodie Kramer's got.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And yes, we will announce someone graduating from DGen University between now and tournament kickoff. So much action. Looking forward to getting Colby back in studio here. And of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, the second the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, we are less than a week away from entering our first half under bets.
Oh my God.
Kramer, let it ride.